All right, everyone. I think we will get started now. So, firstly, thank you for joining me and good afternoon. Welcome to our JD information session hosted by the University of Buffalo School of Law. My name is Benjamin Rogers, and I'm the Assistant Director of Admissions here at the School of Law. And I just have a few brief slides that I want to get through, quite a bit of slides, but I'll get through them as quick as possible in time for questions at the end. If you want at any time to place questions within the chat, please feel free to do so as they come. And then as I get to the Q&A session, we'll go over them in detail. Again, thank you for joining me, and let's get started. All right, so to begin, let's just talk a little bit about the School of Law. So the School of Law was founded in 1887, and as such, we have a 137-year track record of educating future lawyers and attorneys for the legal workplace. We are also the only law school within the SUNY system, and in addition to offering a top-notch education, we are affordable. In addition to this, we have a very supportive environment with one-on-one faculty advising with students, and now a 6-to-1 student-to-faculty ratio. We also host the only law school within a 2-hour drive of the Buffalo area, and our students have first dibs as a result on all that the Western New York legal community has to offer. We also have a loyal network of over 13,000 alumni, not just here in Buffalo, but across the state and country. And as I begin our presentation, I also want to acknowledge the land on which the University at Buffalo operates, which is the territory of the Seneca Nation, a member of the Haudenosaunee Six Nations Confederacy. Moving on to the Juris Doctor curriculum, what you're all here to learn about. The first year curriculum includes a total of 6 doctrinal courses, which provide the foundation for subsequent legal study. A signature component specifically of the University of Buffalo's program is the Legal Analysis, Writing, and Research program, also known as Lawyer, that requires students to take 3 semesters of research and writing, including 2 in the first year of study, and to devote significant attention to the skills that they will practice in law. Our legal skills program offers upper level courses in trial technique, litigation and non-litigation skills, appellate advocacy and mediation, and academic support and professional development. And the first year courses are set up to focus on academics. Here are the first year doctrinal courses offered that I previously mentioned a little bit. The 1L curriculum is as prescribed, and it includes contracts, constitutional law, property, civil procedure, torts, legal analysis, writing and research, lawyer 1 and 2, as well as professional development. And a new addition, in addition to the 6 doctrinal courses, is the research lab offered by our law librarians to specialize our students within legal research to really build a foundation of skills for them. Now, moving on to concentrations. At the end of the second semester, when you're registering for your second year, if interested, you may apply for and add a concentration to your program. There are a total of 9 concentrations, with our newest being our advocacy and sports law concentrations. And completion of the requirements of a concentration or curricular program really distinguishes someone with an unusual level of knowledge and mastery within their field. Curricular programs in particular are much like concentrations. However, they also culminate in a small intensive capstone or colloquium course with the director of the curricular program. And it is also an area where our faculty really have a different level of breadth of expertise. Now, moving on to experiential learning, we're going to talk a little bit about clinical legal education, externships, and pro bono scholars work. In addition, just other ways of getting involved within your legal studies. So to begin, our clinical legal education program offers practice opportunities to second and third year law students. Law students are considered members of the School of Law's clinical legal education program law practice and will be admitted to practice under a practice order. This is very unique in that we currently have 6 clinics that students can take part in, and they are able to work under practice law as an engaged lawyer, actually going to court, advocating for those that the clinic takes on as, what is the word? As constituents. And one of those clinics that I speak about is the Civil Rights and Transparency Clinic. It is a litigation-focused clinic, and with a dual mission to defend both civil liberties and civil rights, to press for greater transparency within the government. Some of their cases focus on housing discrimination, police misconduct, freedom of information, and challenges against the government. Students in the Civil Rights and Transparency Clinic take first chair, meaning that they will write the briefs, argue the motions, and interact directly with clients. Now, practicums are something that we have offered at the School of Law for a brief bit of time, but we have now expanded our offerings. So second and third year students can also complete these 4-credit experiential courses focused on hands-on fieldwork, assisting and observing practicing attorneys. Each course is taught by a team consisting of a full-time professor and experienced expert practicing attorneys within the field. These include the amicus brief practicum taught by the Honorable Judge Fahey, a previous member of the New York State Court of Appeals, as well as the asylum appellate advocacy practicum, the human rights practicum, and the veteran law practicum, which is going to be new this spring. And these offerings are subject to change, but they do evolve each academic year, and we are seeing a reinforced focus within our experiential learning opportunities. Now, externships and judicial externships, just like clinics, are open to second and third year students who can work with practicing attorneys in various externship placements, and these are within government and nonprofit agencies. Externships really give students the opportunity to provide legal work, deal with real clients, observe licensed attorneys in really every aspect of practice that you can think of. And the School of Law offers more than 50 externships to students each semester for academic credit to choose from as well. It's really a great way to get some hands-on experience that, while unpaid, does offer a great opportunity to gain individual skill sets. And because of that nature, it allows us to have a hands-on approach to your externship, where we have good connection with your supervisor and can define what learning goals that you will have to learn through your externship as well. The Pro Bono Scholars Program builds upon the School of Law's long tradition of providing pro bono services to help low and middle income individuals, community organizations navigate a wide array of different legal issues. Our Pro Bono Scholars Program really gives third year law students the opportunity to take advantage of the skills that they can build by taking the February New York State Bar examination before they graduate, then working full-time in a pro bono placement for their final semester to fulfill the pro bono requirement that New York State requires for all that take the bar examination. Over the past 2 years, pro bono scholars have served in the following placements: Neighborhood Legal Services, the Erie County Bar Association's Volunteer Lawyers Project, the Center for Elder Law and Justice, as we see on the slide, Journey's End Refugee Services, and Legal Aid Bureau of Buffalo, just to name a few. Also, the past 4 cohorts of pro bono scholars have had a very significant 100% bar passage rate upon the first time of taking the examination. Now, the Advocacy Institute serves as a host to all of our programs in the trial advocacy, appellate advocacy, and mediation areas. These programs provide students with training from leading judges, trial attorneys, and faculty. And we also have 12 mock trial teams, 4 moot court teams, and 4 mediation teams. So not only do students really hone their advocacy and their appellate skills, but they learn from real practitioners, many of whom are our own alumni. The New York City program also gives students an opportunity to live and study in New York City for a full semester. It runs each spring and draws on the expertise of both our faculty and a group of alumni who are practicing at the epicenter of business in New York City. The program's curriculum is really built around core practice areas related to corporate finance, capital markets, regulation, compliance, and securities. And in our Manhattan classroom, through various different site visits and sessions with alumni, students really get a feel for the realities of practicing in the real world of business law. Students work on a semester-long group project in addition to this to hone their abilities and to deepen their engagement in corporate business practice. Now, there are a lot of different opportunities for law students to get involved in activities outside of the classroom that include both policy, practice, and simple just organized fun. But the Buffalo Public Interest Law Program is one that is very close to my heart and to everyone at the University of Buffalo. BPILP for short, it was formed by students in 1979 to really encourage law students to use their talents to bring equal access to justice for those who are in need of legal help. Now, since 1993, this goal has really become accomplished through providing paid fellowships to students who spend their summers working in the public interest sector that would be unpaid as a result. Now, BPILP hosted its 26th annual auction last year, which we see a picture of, and they also intersect with our law journals, our moot court, and our trial team. Okay. So moving on, this is a brand new segment of our JD information sessions to speak a little bit about the different support services that our law school offers, and to speak about one of our largest offices that is now staffed by three full-time individuals. The Office of Student Affairs really provides a number of services to the law school community. Both the Offices of Academic Success and Diversity, Equity, and Belonging also fall under their umbrella, and they provide students essential information, resources, and programming. These include, but are really not limited to by any means, the peer-to-peer advocate program that allows students to utilize peers in their second and third year during their 1L curriculum to understand all the nuances that go into law school. The in-house counseling program has an in-house counselor available for law students to utilize for their mental health and mental well-being. It also facilitates an alumni mentor program, which connects students to alumni who have a similar area of legal interest. The wellness events are hosted almost every week, if not every week, every day, where they have different types of programming available, from yoga to meditation, to simply relaxing, painting pumpkins, as we see on this slide. There is a variety of things that they host for our students. We also have they also house the faculty advisement program, career panels and programs, disability accommodations, and support for student organizations. And that is really their strongest area, is being there for the students. Now, the Charles B. Sears Law Library is the only law library in the Western New York region, and it houses 6 floors of O'Brien within the center of the law school. It really provides students with an opportunity for silent and group study. But in addition to this, and in addition to all the libraries at the University of Buffalo, it houses specific areas for law students within the 5th, 6th, and 7th floors, which are reserved and open 24 hours for students to utilize through swipe card access. They also have study corrals and conference rooms for student use, as well as research assistants, guides, databases. As a world-class research institution, I would be remiss to not mention how many databases we house with unique opportunities to do legal research. We also host a very unique program which offers free ebooks for first-year law students, which really cuts a chunk of funds from the expected student budget that you have to pay out, if rather than spend $2,000 or whatever it may be on printed books. We offer free ebooks to those who wish to utilize them through their regular laptop computers. Now, the Career Services Office is really there to assist you when it comes to providing you with the necessary steps to secure a career in law. They are a source for information and assistance in planning and pursuing summer, academic year, and post-graduation opportunities, and they host a mandatory mentor program with an annual kickoff of mentor matching reception in January. In addition to that, they host the annual career fair in February. Participating organizations include law firms, public interest organizations, legal service providers, corporate law departments, banking and finance industry, compliance departments, and government agencies. Over 100 employers join us within O'Brien Hall or within the Center for the Arts, which is the picture you see here. Last year, we hosted it within the O'Brien Hall just to accommodate the sheer number of employers and traffic that we received. So it was great to see such interest within the program and within our students. Now, moving on to the fun stuff, the application process. So for those who do not know, you'll be navigating the law school application process easily with the right tools. And you will start by visiting lsac.org to create a free LSAC account to access LSAC's free resources, as well as step-by-step application information. So what you will need, of course, you will need to earn a baccalaureate degree to practice law, to study law at the University of Buffalo and at any institution offering a Juris Doctorate degree. You will also have to take the LSAT or GRE to fulfill the standardized test requirement by the American Bar Association. And you will begin by subscribing to LSAC's Credential Assembly Service and submitting both your all of your official transcripts from any institutions to LSAC, as well as recommendation letters. 1 is required, 2 to 3 is preferred. A personal statement, both that should be at least 2 pages, double spaced in a 12-point font, and a professional resume to showcase any work experience that you may have or anything that is not showcased within your other submission materials. The timeline for admission does open on September 1st. We are in a new cycle as of right now, and file review typically begins November 15th following the early decision deadline. For those who do apply early decision, you do have access to a very early notification date for December 15th. Following that, the regular decision candidates who applied earlier in the cycle will start to be reviewed, and typically those reviews will be given on a rolling basis starting within January. After that point, anyone who applies will see about a 4 to 6 week period for their application. The priority deadline, of course, is also March 1st as well. Now, how you're evaluated. So there's really no perfect equation to admission. The committee uses a holistic review process that considers each component of the application, both numerical and non-numerical components. I always tell applicants that your numbers really hold no meaning with a backstory. Your personal statement, resume, and letters of recommendation help tell that backstory. Students will also go through either receiving an admitted, waitlist, or denied decision for those who are waitlisted. Why do we really administer a waitlist? Every year we utilize historical data to predict how many seats, offers of admission we have to make to fill the class and its remaining seats. Since these are imperfect predictors, we encounter a waitlist to really cushion ourselves should we encounter unexpected fluctuations in yield rate. In recent years, we have admitted anywhere from 18 students to 45 students from the waitlist. And it is important to note that you can meet with myself or any of our admissions advisors to discuss the process, both during your application process, after submission, and after decision to go over next steps, whether it be if you are admitted, whether you're waitlisted and wish to make yourself a stronger candidate within the waitlist and set yourself up apart from others, or whether you are denied and wish to apply another year and try to gain admission within a different cycle. All right, so the entering class of 2027, it made up approximately 148 students, and the median LSAT for the School of Law is a 156. So if you are asking what the goal LSAT score should be, a 156 is a good place to start. The median GPA is a 3.72, not a 3.12. You'll have to excuse that error. And the average age for the incoming class was 24 years old. It is also important to note that it is a very historical year at the School of Law, as 59% of our incoming class was made up of females. So we have one of the largest class of women made up of women currently, with 40% being male and then 1% identifying as other. Additionally, those above the age of 25 made up 26% of the class. And the age range was around anywhere from 19 years old, very young, to 57 years old. And our ethnic diversity was 21%, with 7% of our students holding some type of an advanced degree, and 59 colleges were represented. Now, tuition and fees. So the New York State resident tuition is $26,170 generally, and the non-New York State resident is $31,470. So the School of Law awards merit-based scholarships to over 89% of its fall 2024 entering class, And to utilize both the scholarships and financial aid, many students will utilize the federal direct unsubsidized loan, as it offers a maximum of $20,500. Our average award of a scholarship was, I believe, $8,500 for the fall 2024 entering class. That combined with the $20,500 academic year unsubsidized loan does allow many students to utilize to pay entirely for their tuition just with federal public loans provided by the federal government through the FAFSA process. Additional information is available online as well, and I'm always happy to discuss tuition and fees and how students afford law school within additional advising meetings. Housing. So for those who wish, we do offer on-campus housing both in Flint Village, Creekside Village, Southlake Village, and Flickinger Court. Each are available for graduate and professional students. However, a number of our students will utilize some type of professional housing, and very interestingly, we hosted a survey, and the mass majority of our students did actually find housing within the city of Buffalo, both for its affordability and for its unique culture, walkability, and the access to public transportation. But off-campus housing options are available, and I would urge students to check out our professional student housing flyer, which provides a brief breakdown of all the different opportunities available within the general area of North Campus. And LSAT prep events. So Aaron Deckert, who is the class of 2016 alum of the School of Law, is one of very few test takers, especially very few within New York State, who have earned a perfect score of 180 on the LSAT. Thankfully, her passion for education extends to sharing her knowledge, and she hosts workshops and practice tests through the School of Law to teach the next generation of aspiring law students. LSAT prep workshops set for fall. November 9th is the last date available, and the LSAT practice test is both October 5th and January 18th. New dates will be shared with students through our website, and I'd encourage you to check there. Should you be interested in taking ones within the spring, I imagine they will be updated sometime within December, if not very early January. And that's it. I thank you all for being patient as we go through this entire information session, but you can always visit us at the Office of Admissions at 408 O'Brien Halls. There's opportunities to take class visits. If you are local to the area, you can sit in on a class and schedule that right through our website. Just go to law.buffalo.edu/admissions-visit. And we also offer those class visits. We also offer guided tours with a current law student, which is a great way to ask them questions about their law school student experience. And one-on-one meetings are available with both me and my colleagues as well. And with that, I'm going to move to the Q&A session part of this presentation. Again, thank you all for giving your attention to me during this time.